Mic check, mic check. Am I back on? Am I back on? Somebody say something if you're out there. So somebody gave me a phone call, interrupt my whole thing. I don't really know how to work YouTube like that. That's why I don't go live out here, but I'm going to learn today. I'm going to learn today because there's going to be a whole lot more of this right here. Anybody out there, can you see me? Anyhow, I guess you'll catch back on. What was I saying? Right, so we raise kids today. They're not responsible, right? They hate to read, so there goes the education. They don't want to be told they're wrong, so there goes accountability. They want to do things their way, just their way now. Why you sitting there giving them instructions, but. I'm not saying don't listen to your kids, because some of them, sometimes they may have some real good ideas. But after you have listened to them, and you still want them to do things your way or the way you gave it to them, you should only have to say that one time. See, that's the kind of mama I had. I'm going to listen. And then mama look off like that there. I think that's where my brother got that from. Look off like that right there and get to thinking. If it comes back a confused look and they look back at you like that there, it really means your way is stupid, even though I might not say it that way or it don't make no sense. But no. Oh, I don't want to stomp out their little light. So yes, let's do it your way. Now you got a $5,000 bill because it done tore something up. All because you a punk-eyed parent and not taking the lead on the child rearing aspect. Not accountable. They don't want to listen. They don't want to do things that you ask them to do, so they don't want to receive instructions. My question is again, what was so wrong about the way you were raised? They get in trouble, we run there. Oh no, that they got homework on the last day. Oh, a project is due tomorrow. We up 3 o'clock in the morning doing their homework, trying to make sure they don't fail. I promise you one thing right now for God, my mama ain't never. When I was little, my mama never did my homework, ever. And guess what? I better not make a F. What's wrong with the way you were raised? Kids, we wore Bobos, I never forget it. Mama bought us some shoes. I had the low tops. June had the high tops. She bought them from J.C. Penney's. And they were J.C. Penney Bobos, red, white, and blue. I never forget them shoes. Now, the kids got bad attitudes, bad grades. Some of them duck in school and don't get their butt thumped. And they walk around in $150, $200 pair of shoes. All because we don't want them to be bullied at school. We don't want it to look like, we don't want it to appear that they don't have. What's wrong with the way you were raised? I went to a volleyball game. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. I see. In my day, we played sports. Little girls look like little girls. So we had to wear ponytail. What was that? I'm sorry, y'all. I had to spray some stuff up my nose. Allergies. Somebody got dry. It ain't no booger. Boo don't do boogers. Anyhow, when we were little, we had to wear ponytails and hair bows. Anybody remember that? But let me say y'all had to, because I was bald head most of my life. So I wore plaits. But the other little girls, ponytails, hair bows, and if they wore a dress, it came down past the knee. Y'all, I went to a volleyball game up here at Southeast Raleigh High School. Y'all ain't gonna believe what I saw. These are high school girls. Had acrylic nails on. Y'all know that's a monthly bill. You got to get them nails freshened up at least once a month, preferably twice a month. And then a lot of them had weave hanging down to their tail. Wait a minute. Is that a child or is that a grown hind woman? Eyelashes. Eyelashes, they blinked out of there. Out there playing sports. Because we don't want them to, we want them to keep up with somebody else's child that's destined to make a living on their back. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They destined to make a living on the back. Because they ain't got nothing up here. How they gonna eat? And they have no education. So you tell me what they're gonna do. And you got them pole ready, baby. You got them stripper ready. Already wearing the weave. Already got on the makeup and the eyelashes and the eye arching and toes painted. Daggone it. They ain't even graduated high school. Boy, you got them stripper pole ready. Because you won't make them do their homework and earn nothing. They have no education. So either they got one or two choices. Either they're going to stay in your house and you're going to continue to raise them until they're 65. After you done paid your house off, they're going to continue to live in there or do something dumb like sell it because they don't know that they're not responsible people. So what you work for, they're going to blow. Or they're going to move out. Have to live up under somebody else's roof. Like a man that controls all the money, control them. Or they're going to be ready for the pole because they're going to have to eat. My question is to you today. I'm trying to tell y'all I'm so vexed in my spirit. I don't know what in the world to do.
This is a reminder.
We would do this. We do this. This is what we do. I want you to clean your room. You go back in there. Saturday, it's dirty. People up in there Sunday, it's dirty. Clean your room Monday. Room dirty. We don't hold them accountable for even their living space. And so then we get so frustrated because, see, we were taught to clean till we go in there and clean it ourselves. So now they don't even know how to clean and keep house. We don't make the little boys get out there and hustle and knock on people's doors in the neighborhood and ask if they want their grass cut for $15, $20. We don't teach them no work ethic. My mama made us work. Listen, I was 12 years old when my mama looked at me and said, "Boo, if you don't get your own money for your school clothes, you won't have none." I was 12 years old, so I had to go out to the tobacco field. We got paid $3 an hour. And it won't no extra if it was extra hot outside. They won't no extra. Your punk eye was out there, sun burning that neck up. And you had to crop that tobacco. And then at the end of the week, you sitting there counting your money, and it's right there, $130, $150. But we learn to work for what we want. Not because we don't teach them a work ethic and we got their minds so strung out on living like the Kardashians. Now they punk eye stealing. But you never stole a day in your life, so where'd they get that from? They don't have a work ethic. So now let's go back over what we're raising today. lazy, they don't have a work ethic, uneducated, they ain't doing no homework, not accountable, not responsible. And you wonder why these kids don't ever leave home, like these millennials. You sitting there 40 years old, you still with your mama and daddy? I left my mama's house at the age of 17. So what was wrong? I'm going to ask you one more time. What was wrong, so wrong with the way that you were raised? Now compare it to what you have raised or what we're raising today. And then I want you to think about it. We're going to release these people into society. Some of them are already there. You wonder why you go to work and the boss has a whole butt. I'm talking about a whole butt. A whole butt. Crack, hole, and all. Hairs and all. They are whole behind part. It's because they have behaviors that went unchecked. And so they grew up thinking that this is the norm. This is how you treat people. That's even if they make it that far. I want you guys to all share these two videos. I'm sorry that was broken up. Somebody called me in the middle of my first one. I want y'all to share these two videos because my spirit is troubled. My spirit is troubled and I'm very concerned about the future. Very concerned about the future. And the thing is, when you look at it, we did this. Got police officers just shooting people. That goes beyond what they learned in the academy. No, they some home training somewhere went wrong. You know what I mean? That's a behavior's unchecked. You wonder why you see all these videos out here. And I'm going to name some because I know you've seen them. You sitting there, you spitting on somebody, coughing on somebody in the middle of my daughter called it a pandemiosa, in the middle of a pandemic. That ain't something that just popped up. No, that is unchecked behavior. You got kids joining gangs. I wish I would have came home and talk about my mama in a gang. The beating my mama put on me wouldn't even compare to the gang initiation itself. Now go back down there and tell them you're no longer a part. Unchecked behavior. Unchecked. Listen, I remember my mama, I came home, this little girl told me that I could play with her baby doll. I bought that baby doll in my house, in my mama's house. My mama almost lost her daggone mind. She said, listen, if it ain't yours, it better not be in this house. Don't bring nothing in this house that do not belong to you. Now our kids, they just show up with $200 shoes. We don't ask them nothing. Oh, they're nice. Where you get them from? I ain't gave you no $200 and your show don't work. How did you end up with some $200 shoes? They stolen, unchecked. And then you wonder why the police knocking on your door because they done seen your baby on the camera and somebody identified them stealing. Lying is another one. Let me tell you something. It didn't take Haley long at all to learn not to tell me a lie. I beat her one time. Lied again. I looked at her. I said, you sitting right there? I said, you gonna tell me a lie in my face? Tore that tail up. And then the next time, I gave her this hint. I said, I want you to understand this. If I'm asking you about something 9 times out of 10, I already know the answer. So be very careful what you say. Now I'm going to ask you this, and I need for you to tell me the truth. It didn't take long. Now, in my opinion, sometimes you get a little too honest. Because now she has no filter. But that's okay. I'd rather have that than a bald-faced lie. You're going to lie to me in my face. I can't support you and I can't back you up if you a liar. Because I ain't going to believe nothing you say. You take a bath? Yes. That's another thing. We don't need to teach our kids to even wash their butt on a daily basis. I wish I would have walked around my mama musty and stinking. My mama told me one time, I went to the bathroom, came out. My mama nose are real sharp like mine. Mama said, listen, what I smell is not stool. That was the name she used, stool, S-T-O-O-L. We call that dookie. She said, that's the behind part. One time I was mortified. Our kids walk right by us. You smell it and you ignore it. And then you think they're going to go work at the McDonald's and hand me a burger over the counter. And they smell like wide open field. They smell like a werewolf. Ah! That's what they smell like. I'm not eating from your child. A nasty buzzard. Dirt all in the fingernails. We don't even teach them to even take care of their bodies. But when we were raised, we had to get in the tub and soak and scrub. A lot of times they come through there and pour a cap of Clorox up in that joker. Right. I'm going to ask you one more time. What was so wrong with the way that you were raised that you decided that you were going to do it differently with your children? And now I want you to think about your child. And then think about you. How you raised them. And then ask yourself that question. Where did I go wrong? I'm going to tell you where you went wrong. When you strayed away from the teachings and the trainings that you were given as a child. Those things are supposed to be handed down throughout generations. You try to change up on stuff. And now you sitting there with a hot dookie brown mess in your house. And it's a hot dookie brown mess at the schoolhouse. That's why so many of y'all nearby went crazy when the school shut down and you had to sit there and deal with your own kids. Now, what I want you to think about is this. Multiply your kids times 30. And then imagine 30 of your child sitting in a room with one teacher. One last time. What was wrong with the way you were raised? Is it too late to correct? I don't think so. If they up under your roof, they 40 years old, they talking back, you tear that tail up. I looked at my daughter one time and I told her, I said, I will straight box you like a dude. And I meant it. Go back to your teachings. If you turned out okay, and your child is a demon that we're getting ready to release in society, let's go back and try to at least get some of that right. Listen, just in case ain't nobody else told you this today, I want you to know this. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I do. Excuse me. And there ain't a daggone thing in this world that you can do about it. Y'all make it a great day. Oh, Lord.